Welcome to the Judgment Free Zone. You've downloaded the Alcohol Free Marriage and More podcast, episode 57 for August 3rd, 2023. Welcome to Season 2.
Now adjust the volume control so that the sound can be heard in all parts of the room.
Recorded live from the cornfields of Central Illinois, you're listening to the Alcohol Free Marriage podcast with Matt and Amy. Come and learn and share a journey with two former craft beer enthusiasts who went from daily drinkers to teetotalers and basically never lost their love for their life together.
Hey, a freak show!
Well, hello there, children. Long time no see. After our summer sabbatical, we are back. I'm Matt, along with the always lovely Coach Amy. How has your summer been?
It's been a summer.
It's been a summer. We decided, you know what, the podcast is something we do for fun. I mean, we talk about coaching and that kind of stuff, but we didn't want to make it a job. So,
well, and we were getting at the end of the school year and end of June. We had a lot going on, and we were giving ourselves a break. We were kind of
grace. It's okay.
But then my coach, shout out to Coach Wendy, she was like, "How would it feel if you took the summer off?"
And we're like, "Oh, you can do that?"
Just it's okay. And so we
did.
Like, yeah. And the summer's still
But
here.
We decided to kickstart a little early because
I am going tomorrow.
Probably as you're listening to this.
As you're listening to this, a big podcast. I am on Annie Grace's This Naked podcast.
Is that what's called, This Naked Podcast? Or
I think it's called This Naked Podcast or This Naked Mind Podcast. This Naked Mind Podcast.
I was going to say that would make more sense.
That'd be kind of cool if
This
it was
is a naked podcast.
Naked
that sounds a whole different message altogether.
Well, here we are.
So we said, you know what? Let's reboot the season now instead of those of you joining us fresh from This Naked Mind podcast aren't like, man, these people are really behind the times. So we're current with the times now.
We are current. And thank you for listening.
Thank you for sticking
over
around
there, and thank you for coming over here if you're new. We hope that you enjoy this. This is our little, little pod sphere.
A corner of the podosphere. Yeah.
Yes, where we are here doing life as a couple, alcohol-free.
Yes. So
Which
alcohol-free, couple stuff.
Yes.
We're in training to be marriage coaches.
Yes, and also we just you can get more of our story by going back to season 2, season 1, which is a really long season. But Matt did not start on this process with me. I have been alcohol-free for a little over 3 years, and I started this process going on a break, still on a break, and you followed me 9 months later after you really tried hard going and doing moderation.
There you go. If you want to know about our 7 tips, you can go to joyontheotherside.com and get our 7 tips that helped us, the alcohol-free edition of that 5 o'clock somewhere lifestyle, kids. So check that out. But while the summer's been going on, you may have missed a video. We'll link it down below in the show notes.
I don't know how they can.
If you're on the YouTubes, you've already may have seen it. The cold plunge life we're living, Amy.
I know it.
Cold plunge
we need to do that today.
It's supposedly cold. Not today. Today's no time today. We're busy. We got class and everything. We're podcasting. But there's a lot of supposed benefits of the cold plunge.
No, there are benefits. There's no supposed. These are benefits I'm receiving.
Some of the ones, I want to say that some on the internet told me, but the ones that I personally have experienced, they say relieve muscle soreness, aiding recovery after workout, reducing inflammation, boost immunity. There's health benefits like clarity, reducing anxiety and depression.
I have truly experienced the reduction of depression. Went off my meds after experiencing cold therapy, plus, quitting drinking. But I started doing the showers at the end, doing 30 seconds to a minute. And at the end, and that actually, there is scientific proof that it does actually make you healthier, because they did a study of people, and I think it was like 80% of coworkers in this study
hated their coworkers less after this.
They missed less work than the people who didn't do the cold plunge.
Because it was warm at work and cold in the tub, so I don't know. I will say the dopamine thing when you get out is legit, is real.
You were so funny. I think it was the second time that you did it. All of a sudden you're standing over there like, what is being released or something like that.
I'm like jumping up like, I'm hype.
I'm loving this. What is that? It's the endorphins.
It's a real thing.
It's like the endorphins are released at the beginning, and then you get this great slow dopamine release from it too.
And if you watch that, my reaction
is real.
I've been known to dial it up for the camera from time to time.
No.
I legit had to watch the clip like 2 or 3 times just to figure out like what I was saying. Like, what am I saying? I'm like, oh, my vision is going blurry. Oh, that's good.
I know. I was a little nervous when you said that. I'm like, great.
I've since learned to control my breathing and be better.
I have killed him.
So in Amy's attempt of this Matt and Amy 2.0, we also have a trainer, Joshua. We have a personal trainer.
I think we just started. This is our third week.
3rd of 6 weeks, yeah. And
I would like to just say, I think we'll probably just continue. We might continue on.
I know.
I absolutely.
First
off, I love him.
Yes.
Joshua.
And
he embraces.
And not to be all high and mighty, we're going to the YMCA here, kids. So we're not like,
Yes, we're going to the YMCA.
But he's very good. He's very helpful. Helps lay old people like us understand, what to do. He's there to ask questions or answer questions.
And have a concerned look for me. Like, oh, okay. Let's talk about that. I like that.
But that also helps with the mental clarity.
Yes.
Yes. Whether it's getting some aggression out when you're doing it, or just like when you're done, I've found that has helped me.
And this has been, let's see, how many years are we going to be married this fall?
24.
24. So let's see, this is
24 years.
24 years in the making. Me asking you, come on, let's go work out.
Amy, you're playing the long game. They would say you're playing the long game. So if you're in the Central Illinois area and would like to join the Bloomington YMCA, Joshua is awesome.
And the YMCA is a client of yours. Under when you have adult ADHD, you're someone like Matt who has a business, Red Corn Studios, and so you do film and photo, and so you actually do the videos for the YMCA. So, if you want to watch a video that's probably going to make you cry.
There's a few.
Those are the videos. It's the storytelling. It's storytelling.
My videography is not so bad it'll make you cry. It's close, but it's the story
it's the story, and they're great, and it is a wonderful facility, and our community is really blessed to have have it. So
I'm going to skip over the F&G on your notes. I want to do our drink of the week here real quick for us. I have so many new drinks of the week, but I'm like, I can't burn them all in one podcast, kids. So if you're new to the podcast, drink of the week is where we just talk about a new find or a new favorite NA beverage. And sometimes some weeks it's just coffee. Some weeks it's a new beer or something. NA beer.
And let's highlight, because we are Go Brewing's
brand ambassadors. So let's start with them.
I
didn't bring the can up because I don't want to open it. Save it for later.
Oh, but you can shoot a little picture there on it. If you're watching the video, which you should.
They have I loved a double IPA when I was drinking beer. And first off, Go Brewing and Untitled Art. Go Brewing, it's got my vote.
I love it. And I would just say with that, you can go, if you follow me on Instagram, you can see it. It's
the double IPA.
Joy on the other side of alcohol. Just go there. You can see your reaction
it's so good.
To the double IPA.
I only bought a 6-pack. I'm like, of course I only bought a 6. But they're all good. So,
but we do have if you would like, you can go to the link in the bio and you get $5 off your first order.
Yes.
So they have lots of new beers. They have a great stouts.
One of our friends is going to be singing in their tap room this weekend and we can't go. But
it's so crazy because
I was scrolling and I saw the newsletter come up and I'm like,
what is that? That's Kate?
I'm like, wait a minute.
What is going on here?
I thought I was mixing up my local newsletters and my other ones.
Exactly. But it is kind of exciing that where our daughter is going to be going to school
it's
because
sort of on the way.
Kind of close.
If you take the long way, it's on the way.
I mean, at least what we could do. I'm already kind of having these plans. We'll go up on a Friday night, go to Go Brewing, spend the night up in Naperville, and then head over and see the girl, or we can
vice
do
versa.
something like that.
Yes.
So I'm
Very
very
excited,
excited.
yes.
I actually am excited about that.
The other one, I found this on vacation. We're going to talk about vacations here in a minute, but I didn't even know this was a thing. So Dos Equis has what they call their lime and salt zero. It's sort of like
It's really
it's like
good.
Dos Equis with lime in it. I actually don't know what they technically say it is, but it is. It tastes like vacation. I mean, it's because I had it on vacation. Now it feels like vacation, but
No, it does.
it tastes
It tastes like summer.
going back to Go Brewing. Go Brewing has a what's their I want to say it's an enchilada, but that's not right. It's like cerveza chelada, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
Tastes somewhat like this.
Very
Very
good.
very good. So if you can find this Dos Equis, I found it at a Walmart in Branson of all places that you would find.
I know. That was crazy.
I'm like, so I bought both of them because you never know if you find it again. So, Coach
At
Amy,
least when you're on vacation.
here's trying. Coach Amy,
Branson.
what do you got there?
Okay, I have a couple. The first is LaCroix. I'm not like a huge LaCroix.
We've never been LaCroix people all of a sudden.
But my sister-in-law told me about their limoncello, and it is so good. I love it. It is 0 calories, but it's just,
It's like eating lemon meringue, kind of.
it is. It's a
But not,
des-
but it's not sweet.
No,
I mean,
but it's kind of this nice dessert.
Right.
It's like a dessert.
Right.
And then the other one that she told me about, which I was like, okay, this is like the weirdest thing. You should try their coconut. And LaCroix has a coconut one as well.
which is very good too.
I love it. Now, yeah, and they're 0 calories. They're just sparkling
I tried
water.
Bubbly's coconut the other day, and it's pretty good as well.
I'm all about.
If you like a pina colada, you'll like
Mm-hmm.
the coconut for sure. But yeah, the limoncello is like
Oh, I love the coconut. Maybe I should mix them together. I'll make a weird suicide drink for those of you who
oh, remember those?
remember when we would do with the pop as a kid.
Oh yeah, the skating rink. You get a suicide.
like,
That
I
was, you
don't
go
even-
down the line of the fountain thing. You just fill all the.
Which
flavor.
I think is funny. As little kids, this is what we were doing. What
Yes.
in
that
the
was
world?
edgy. That was edgy in the
Oh,
80s.
yeah, it
Amy.
was edgy.
That was edgy.
Edgy in the
Did you do that? I did. I'm such a rebel. I'm crazy.
Yeah, we were crazy kids, weren't we?
I just have horrible taste.
We were
in
just like
beverages.
all the other kids.
I did too.
Oh, so Matt.
All right.
All right, I want to start this
Oh. Okay.
because I have always been the one to come to you and go, "All right, Matt,
She always has a new.
I've got
Yes.
this.
I eat cold plunges
Let's do the
and-
cold plunge.
yeah.
Please try the
This.
breathing with me.
Lay on the
and
floor and put your feet on the wall.
Here, do the stretch.
Hold the
with
dog
me.
up like Simba. All these random things.
But you come home from vacation and it's like a week later. All of a sudden you go, I have this.
I have this new thing.
I have this
My
new thing.
mantra.
And I'm like, okay, tell me about it. So tell the listeners about this, Matt.
Okay. So, of course, nothing is original on the internet anymore. I thought.
No, Matt, you're going to take this. This is
Oh, yeah,
your
I am.
thing now. This is,
I will say there's not a lot of information about that. So, it's a thing. I came up with the name and I Googled it, and of course, it's already a name, but it's called the vacation mindset. Mm-hmm. And I will preface this with it definitely gets more challenging the further you get away from a vacation. But if you work on this right after a vacation, you can identify the facets that help you kind of keep that vacation mindset. And, it helps your mental health and your overall well-being and all that good stuff. And you should actually take vacations. I mean, that's just a good idea. You take a vacation once or twice a year, right? But I started thinking about, okay, you look at a day of vacation, right? And it's just like a day at home, right? Like, okay, here's my day, and you plan out your day. Like, but on vacation, I'm like, I'm going to go to the boat, or I'm going to go to Silver Dollar City, or we're going to go to dinner, or we're doing this. There's still a schedule-ish, right? Like, So it's just the things you're doing. It's just your mindset about those things that you're doing. Yes, is going boating more fun than going to work? Yes, but
always.
but it's that, instead of focusing, your work week on, every day is like, oh, I just want to get through this day or get through this week, and you just wish your life away. It's like, I just decide, you know what? On vacation, you don't want the week to end. You don't want the day to end. And granted, if you're going through a rough time, you just want to get through that time. I understand that. But there's always going to be something, right?
There's always going to be something.
So I'm
You're
like,
right.
okay, I just want to look at my day, and it's like, oh, well, I have time. Or especially when you quit drinking, you're going to have more time anyway. But it's like, what would I do if I was on vacation? Or I mean, I'll go outside and do this random thing or that thing. And looking at my day as today and this hour and like enjoying the thing I'm doing right now instead of constantly looking to, I mean, when you're on vacation, do you sit there and go, well, I can't wait till Friday?
No.
You don't do that. You think of the things you're doing now and you cherish that time. So it's kind of that mindset. And I also looked at like, just the framing things of like the difference between like, I get to go to work, right? I get to do these things.
You get to.
Nobody ever says, well, I have to go to the boat. No, I get to go to the boat, right? So you get to do these things. You've even said with our exercise, like, I get to go exercise. Like I have the physical capability.
Yes, we are blessed that at age almost 50, and I am now 55. Yes, people, I was a cougar.
She still is. She's just an aging cougar.
But I want to just say with that, that we know people who physically don't have that ability, and I don't want to lose that. And so we need to really hold on to it and keep moving. I mean,
but I started framing even that time of, well, I gotta go to the gym. It's like, no, I get to.
No, you get to.
It's like it's 1 hour or whatever. It's like, okay.
You get to be here. I mean, frankly, what we need to do with our lives is we are blessed that we are, and then we're really getting old. That I'm saying this. We're on this side of the sod.
Right.
I mean, it's so true though.
And you look like your evenings after work. It's like, oh, especially if you have young kids. Well, we have to do this tonight. I don't have one for evening. And then I started thinking, okay, like tonight we have our class. Last night we just went to the gym. It's like, okay, well, if I didn't have that, what's on my schedule?
TV.
Yeah, nothing. So then what am I? I'm like, okay, so
it used to be sitting, drinking, TV.
And none of the things that are on my schedule are like bad things. They're just things I'm going to do. And so instead of looking at everything as like, oh, I have to. And it's like, no. And I even work with like some of my clients saying, I know my OCD or ADD, one of those things, forces me like, I need to get this done so I can check out my list and move on. No, like you're going to, maybe instead of getting this in a day or two, it might be a week now. Because I need to work on my own mental health and not feel like I have to get, and none of them expected that fast either.
No one has ever expected that.
No. So I've looked at like these brain breaks when they're on vacation.
Like this. Oh, you don't be under people. You don't understand. It's like, oh, so he's speaking my language now.
I know. So one thing we do or don't do on vacation, we don't do it near, I mean, we get on social media to share like, oh, I'm on the boat or whatever. And like you were doing, your enjoying their side stuff, but
a little bit. I didn't do it like.
But like most of us know, a lot of times vacation doesn't come with the greatest of internet. But you usually don't sit there and doom scroll like we do at home. So that kind of goes across like social media, just watching less screens. Like, I think my dad asked, "Does your TV work?" I'm like, I don't know, I haven't turned it on. Like, I don't really. We watch TV to go to bed. I think was about the only thing.
Yeah, I don't think we ever turned the main TV on.
I don't even know if it did work. I never did turn it on.
We never. No. That is so crazy that you just said that because we never did turn that on.
And then like, more quiet time, right? Just like, even like eating breakfast outside on the patio. And we have a patio here. It doesn't overlook a lake, but I have a patio here.
I do that.
No screen, just listen to the world go by, right? Which goes back to the outside, more time outside, more sunshine.
Well, here's another thing that you could write down into the notes and we could share, is that in the morning, there's a rule that I'm not good at following yet, but I'm working on it. It's don't check social media or your email until 11.
Ooh.
I know.
Social media might be easy though. Email.
The email is but with the 11 o'clock thing, and there's some little caveats with it. Like if you know that you've got somebody who is getting back with you, yeah, you should, but you have to be very selective. Because once you go into that inbox, you're on someone else's agenda. You're doing what they want you to do. You're not living out what you need to do for the day. Right. So, and so I think that there's a fine line with that.
But it can go to just changing your morning routine because when you're on vacation, your morning routine changes.
It's helping you get out of that scrolling too on the email because any of us know that once you open up that email, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff in the email. And you're like, oh, well, what's this? And the next thing you know, you go down some stupid rabbit hole.
Yep. So to that end, I've kind of worked on changing my morning routine, not drastically, but like maybe not jumping out of bed and going in the shower and go. Like, all right, I'm going to wake up and I have like that breathe app. Maybe it's just listening to like whatever that yoga music, whatever they have, or a devotional or something to kind of set my day at more of a quiet, and then moving on from that. Yeah. So sort of, Yeah.
See, because my morning routine, and we can put this in there, is I follow, and I've gotten back into it, following it more closely, is Mel Robbins has her high five morning routine. And I definitely follow that.
To the point that we cut out on the Cricut a high five hand on the mirror. She high fives the mirror.
Yes, but I go through it and it helps you, you wake up, you put your hands on your heart and you say, I'm okay, I'm enough, and I am loved. And
darn it, people like me.
And I put in there, I'm loved by an amazing creator. I've added in Dr. Daniel Amen says before he gets out of bed, the first thing he says is, I'm going to have a great day. I add that in there. And then you go through the senses, one thing that I can see, one thing that I smell, one thing that I, can feel. So you kind of go through the senses just to connect you. And then you can kind of do some visualization. Like I write down 5 things every morning that are on my list that that I would like to have happen. I want to have a great coaching business. That's one. The next one is I would like to have a beach vacation, which
speaking of vacations,
and I go through that, and then you visualize it and what are the steps, good and bad, to get you to where you want. And so you're basically taking in part of that. And we can create any type of a morning routine. I think adding in that sensory part of it to connect yourself to yourself, not just being in the reaction mode of just jumping up, but responding to your day.
Yep. Task lists help with that too. But
absolutely.
As a bit of a transition, one thing that I also start watching with our new, wearing mine, you're wearing yours, our new watches that have a sleep track. That's hit or miss as far as
times it can be a big miss. So, it had me awake when I was on the walk that I was tracking on the watch.
So we've had obviously there's lots of trackers. There's your Oura Ring, there's Apple Watches, and we've had Apple Watches, but for what we get out of them, the price is just too high. The batteries don't last long enough. And it's like, yeah. And I wear a lot of G-Shock watches now, but I kind of want a smartwatch again. And somewhere I stumbled on this Amazfit. This is the BIP Pro 3 or something. They have a bunch of different models. But anyway, battery lasts like 2 weeks. It does sleep tracking, exercise tracking. It'll push some notifications. It's not as durable as an Apple Watch, but
I think it might be about a week that the battery lasts.
I think you got longer. Well, you're a power user, Amy. We'll talk about that in a second.
Oh, okay.
But they're like $60. I'm like, it's $60. I give it a try. I'm like, I could buy one a month for the amount of an Apple Watch.
For what it does,
for
my needs,
right?
It is exactly what I need. Yeah. Like there's certain things on the Apple Watch. I never really used a lot of apps on my watch. No. I'm like,
and frankly, it gives me too much notification. Like I really just want to know when my phone rings and I get a text message. I don't need all that crap coming to my watch.
Yes.
So I don't know. I really enjoyed it for the price.
I have too.
So every morning. So now when we wake up in the morning, what's your sleep score? Amy's sleep score yesterday was a little off.
Yeah, it said I had a 74. It said I had like almost 9 hours of sleep, but from about 5 when I actually got up, it had this blank that I was asleep. No, I was awake,
but still in bed. Whatever.
And still in bed.
Even though you had gone on a walk and used the app.
And then it said I was asleep when I was actually on the walk.
I said, you need to walk faster if you're watching.
I don't know what is wrong with this, because on my walk or the exercise part, it had me, it was great. It had me doing well. It had everything.
Sleepwalk very efficiently. Yeah.
Yes.
That's the only weird, that's the weirdest anomaly. Because everything else I get is normally tracked pretty accurate.
I think what you said though was when you wake up to actually...
I run the sync when I wake up.
Run it, and then it will, and then I think that would have been probably the best thing instead of me still doing some phenomenal sleepwalking around our neighborhood.
I wear it when we exercise because it'll show me my my heart rate. So I mean, it has what I don't know. I think most people probably has what they need. And it was way cheaper than Apple Watch. So I don't know. We're not sponsored by them. I don't know.
No.
I mean,
there's no sponsorship with that.
I just think for $60 it was a great value. So
well, and it just also shows you how technology, how it comes down.
Oh yeah.
I think that is a huge key. Oh, and just want to let you know, Y2K fashion is in. I just
where'd
saw
that
something.
come from?
I don't know. It just, like things coming around. Y2K fashion.
Oh, they know what they say.
people.
If you wore it the first time, you're not supposed to wear it the second time.
Apparently. But
So,
I have
yeah.
some blazers
But
from back then, so
The
I'll
one
wear
thing
'em.
you love about the watch, because Amy loves a competition, even if she's the only one competing, is it has this PAI, it's like some kind of fitness points for walking or exercising, and you're supposed to get to. She's like, oh, mine's this, and I'm like, yeah, mine's not. Well, because you didn't do this, you didn't do this, so she loves to get her PAI score up. What's your PAI for the day right now, Amy?
I don't know.
about
I did have my watch off charging today, so
You'll lose some points for
I'm
that.
probably
caller.
gonna lose some. And
You're supposed to get, what,
there we
100
go.
PAI a day? Is that what you're...
you can. I don't know. You can set it for what
It
you
also
want. I haven't set it mine. Let's see. Where's the?
Let's be honest, you really like the watch because the app tells you you're only 36 years old or something
Hold on.
because of your health habits or something.
Okay, no, it says so far today I have earned 100 or my average PAI is 140.
Oh.
And let's
Woman's
tell everybody,
overachiever.
let's see what, all right. And so it has my health at 40
years old.
40 years old.
I don't understand what that means. Like,
All right.
you're
All right, your
healthy.
What is your PAI? It's a personal physiological activity indicator based on heart rate data combined with daily activity, intensity, and multidimensional dynamic comprehensive evaluation of personal psychological data converted into an intuitive PAI value through an algorithm. It does not depend on a single item of data, while it allows you to have a comprehensive system to understand the physical condition. Okay, so I cannot, first off, believe that I actually said all of those words without stumbling. That's exciting. But anyways, there's a Hunt fitness study.
It basically is taking all the sensor data and kind of coming up with a score.
They come up with this. There was a study of over 35 years where they had 230,000 participants, and they came up with all of these different indicators. And they've put it on my watch. And so now...
Now it's like your North Star every day.
Oh my gosh, it is a competition. This is how my brain works.
You're that
I'm
bad
an
at the
8. I'm an 8 on the Enneagram.
Even at the gym. Remember, Joshua gives us our routine. Like, do this. This is your exercise for the day. She's always like, well, no, there must be something else we should do. Oh, we need to do more of this. Well, I'm going to do one more of this. I'm like, you just can't do, if it says do 12, you've got to do 13.
And we wonder where our son gets his competitive spirit.
Although the one day we honestly lost track. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've done 3. And you're like, I haven't. I'm like, I think I've done 5 now. I'm like,
well,
so now we do like
but
high fives.
When we do the warm up, I like to actually do a longer warm up.
I did longer warm up because I don't have anything to do if I'm just waiting for you. So
I like to do at least a 25, 30 minute, but I've shortened that down to about 20. And I'm doing what am I doing? I'm doing the walking where it's
I don't know. You had to do
hills, I'm
modification.
climbing, I'm doing that. There was a gentleman, by the way, at the who was on the stair thing. I've never witnessed this before at a gym. The man was having a full-on conference call.
Yes.
Yelling.
But talking like this the whole time so the entire gym could hear him. It was really annoying.
Everybody, if you can see, if you watch this, everybody's like, well,
Yeah, everybody's like looking at Derek going,
what's going on?
do you think this is, like, everybody's like, it's like a social experiment check-in. Like, this is weird, right? Like,
We were all laughing. People were all laughing. And it was funny. Then he got off and he went and got his little thing, cleaned up his little area, and off he went. But he was just like on a roll.
Yeah, remember,
But
kids.
I put my little ear things in.
I had to put 'em on
and
noise canceling.
I did too. I'm like, all right.
Like, I got to shut you down there, buddy.
But
Got to shut you down.
it's just been a fun thing.
It's been fun. It's been a fun.
I love the PAI. I think it's a motivator. It's the gamification.
I know you love gamification. Gets you every time. Good or bad, both ways. But yeah.
I do. And I'm also one of these people that if I put like on vacation, I put Tetris on my phone, have to take it off.
What was your old one, the bubble thing or whatever?
I have to take those games off. Those are a time suck for me.
All right, kids.
Oh my gosh, was it the end? I was so excited to be able to podcast today.
I know,
really was.
But Amy, just like exercising, that's enough. That's our window. It's okay. We'll be back. It's not the last time we'll ever podcast.
And the next time, maybe we will talk. Oh no, next show we have an interview.
Yes, we have a couple of interviews coming up.
Coming up, and then somewhere in there we will talk about PQ.
Oh. No more PAI. We're done PAI.
We're done with the PAI, but we're going to talk about PQ.
There you go. PQ, kids. All right. Well, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave us a comment. Again, if you came over from this Nick and Mike podcast, welcome and thank you for stopping by. You can always get a hold of Coach Amy at joyontheotherside.com. Again, that's where you can find our 7-tip document. Get some help getting kickstarted on that.
joyontheotherside.com. Go there. It's got everything. It's got the podcast. It's got my blog. It's got all the things.
All the things. The socials and all that good stuff.
Yes.
Too, so. All right, kids. Well, that's it for us this week. Join us again next week for a fun-filled interview. And until then, I'm Matt along with Coach Amy, and we are out.